Alright, this video is going to be a little bit different. For the past 2 years, I've been vlogging my experiences of dressing up as Dream SMP characters and the different interactions I've had with the community. However, this year, now that the Dream SMP has come to a close, I wanted to take one last chance and talk to the community about what the Dream SMP has meant to them. So while at MegaCon this year, I dressed up as the one and only Philza Minecraft. Though I did get mistaken for this random Bleach character a lot for some reason, and I interviewed different cosplayers about their experiences in the Dream SMP fandom. Who's your favorite streamer and why is it Philza?
I need a dad figure.
And how they felt about saying goodbye to the server. And while I only got to talk to a select few from my local community, I would love to hear from y'all about how the Dream SMP impacted you. So feel free to comment your answers to any of the questions, and maybe we can all reminisce on our favorite memories from the Dream SMP. It'll be like a big group therapy session. Lord knows this community needs it. And quick side note, I had a bit of technical difficulties with the audio. That being, I used some mics that I got off of Amazon, thinking, oh, how bad could the quality be? Bad, like really bad. Terrible, even, actually. So I did a lot of editing and mixing to at least make the audio listenable, because Jeffrey Bezos was not going to stop me from making this video. Also, lastly, huge shout out to my roommate Sparks, who joined and helped me film everything. Genuinely, I couldn't have made this video without them. Maybe I should actually pay them. Nah. Anyways, let's get to the convention. How long have y'all been watching the Dream SMP?
I've been watching the Dream SMP for I want to say 2 or 3 years now.
When were we in high school?
That's 2 years on December 17th that I've been watching the Dream SMP.
That's the exact date.
I want to say about a year. I watched the MC gaming all of it through, so I understood what was going on.
It started with the animations, especially the saddest animations. I saw one of those and I was like, ooh, what's this? Back in the time where it was based off Hamilton, I saw a video of Wilbur and Tommy quoting Hamilton for 7 or 8 minutes. I don't know who these people are, but I like Hamilton, so I clicked on it. The British jump scare.
I got into it just maybe a month or so after her because she's the one who introduced me to them. I wanted to be an actress, so the lure of their improv scripts, how it came together, was really, really cool to me.
Was Dream SMP your first introduction to MCYT in general, or was it?
No. It was Sky's Minecraft and App Now.
Oh, mine was Stampy.
What is that, miss? Not a good person.
We're gonna mess with it.
I've gone from Stampy and Dan to Grian and Mumbo. I've been in the MCYT fandom as long as I can remember, actually. It's been crazy to witness.
I actually started watching Technoblade back when he had first started and then fell out of Minecraft for a little bit. And it wasn't until Prison Break. So Techno's the reason I got back into my cosplay, back into Minecraft. Really, the Sleepy Boys? I'm a Sleepy Boy apologist through and through.
Known for the longest as Ellie Lady.
Yes.
Lizzie. I love her so much.
Yeah, it was my first real venture into the community because before that I wasn't big on YouTube. I was 10.
I've been watching Sky Does Minecraft. That was, I think, him and popular MMOs were my start in early middle school. Dream SMP dragged me back into the depths. But in no sense.
Why have you chosen this character to cosplay as today?
He's so me for real. Oh, I love Grian. One of my current major hyperfixations. Just music and just in general Wilbur. Definitely inspires me in many ways. So just in general, I pull it off. Especially with my curly hair and stuff. It's hard to do a couple of cosplays without doing wigs in a sense.
I've been watching Grian for over 5 years.
Oh.
So I'm I have to have as many references as I can.
My TikTok is mainly strictly MCYT related. I do have other cosplays. They don't really see the light of day. They are in my closet in the back.
And why did you choose Tubbo to cosplay as today?
Well, my friends say that I have his personality, so I was like, you know what? I'm cosplaying as him.
I know my first cosplay was Technoblade because I actually, before getting back into it on YouTube, it was the actual cosplays themselves that introduced me to it. And last time we met, I was Technoblade, but I decided this time to be Quackity, mostly from suggestion, but also because as we've gone on, I've really just fallen in love with Quackity's content. These wings are really cool, but they were the biggest nightmare of my life. I mean, I think there's just a lot of fun and the creativity to it and trinkets.
I love Wilbur's character, I love Wilbur himself, I love Look to it. I really enjoyed watching his character grow, and I'm happy to represent him and get my cosplay.
What do you think it is about either the Dream SMP or just MCYT in general that makes it so special? And obviously it had its big like boom in 2020, but like what has made it continue on?
Just the people, the community, the entertainment, you know, just all the lightheartedness. Like, I can't not watch a Tommy or a Grian video without smiling and laughing.
This like unique way of storytelling that lets watching different people's streams, like getting the same story at like whole different angles.
And then it's segued to like, oh, Dream's doing this, and then Wilbur's doing this, and J-Shot. You know how Marvel is with like all the universals and stuff? It's like that.
I think the community itself grabbing it and taking it because the game itself is so sandbox that like the community saw it that way, and it gave a lot of leeway to creativity. So then we all kind of started compiling into one, like servers, into Twitter, Instagram, and then like all of a sudden there's fan art, fan fiction, Wilbur writing fan fiction.
Hitting on 16.
Hitting on 16.
I love the lore, I love the fan art, and honestly, it just gave me an outlet for something new to draw.
It's just insane how much this fandom has just elevated the artists in the community. It's amazing. The Dream SMP is the reason why I make money on YouTube. Literally from the moment I posted that first Lemembert Pogtopia animatic that I have, it's like, oh wow, this gets a lot more traction. And then more of my other videos with Dream and like the She Loves Me animatic. The SMP, I owe my entire like channel to the SMP at this point. It is a huge reason why people would say, oh, this artist is here. And it helps a lot of other artists as well.
It's also like, I feel like it's a really good community. Like everyone's really nice. Like all the people I've met at Con and online.
The IRL people are nice.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about Twitter.
We're not going to talk about Twitter.
Oh, well, I don't spend a lot of time on Twitter, which you could probably tell.
What did you think of the fun campaign?
I mean, I tried, don't get me wrong. I have thoughts, questions, comments, concerns.
I did not want it to end. Like, he's having an existential crisis, and then everything blew up. So I was like, no!
Honestly, I think they copied Fable SMP.
Fable
SMP? Yeah, there's like the same ending. I think like season 1 or something.
It ended in a way I wasn't expecting. I was not expecting that kind of ending, but I think what hurt me more was the Syndicate ending.
I cried my eyes out.
The ending, like, overall was just, wait, did that actually happen?
I actually haven't seen Tommy's finale because I've been avoiding it because I'm afraid to watch it because that means it's really over. But I have seen the Lost Lavadas finale tons of times. I think it's beautiful. And like I feel like a lot of the parts of the finales were up in the air, which is good for the community because we like open-ended stuff. But when it's the finale, I feel like it should have been more close. Not really plot holes, but places that weren't explored.
I don't even know if we had like a conclusion to the egg arc. I'm still wondering what that thing was.
Feel kind of like mixed on like the Tommy and Dream ending, you know? Because I thought it was like a decent segue to like season 2, RIP. But at the same time, it brings, you know, the whole like amnesia storyline or whatever, which so many other fandoms or shows or everything does. It's good and it can be great, but in other terms, it's kind of mixed. There were some parts that I might change, but overall I liked it.
Let's be real, Tubbo's music was blasting in my ears while he was fighting with Jack Manifold, and then Tommy was screaming at Dream, and it was just a little chaotic. The ending, I understand how it could confuse a lot of people with the improv going the way it did, with Tommy apologizing to Dream, and there was a whole uproar about that on Twitter. It was the spur of the moment improv thing, and they already debunked that as not canon. The fact where they wipe out all their memories and like, it's a new server, woo, woo. It would have been cool to see the fallout from that if they had ever like regained their memories, but again, we won't see that because season 2 is not happening.
You know, they're re-meeting, they're have forgotten each other, and they start off on like a fresh foot of like a friendlier note. I think that's a really cool way to end it and say that everything is fine in the end, when kind of all got the chance to start over on friendlier grounds. I like that now I can go online and see where somebody else, I like reading other people's headcanons as to what could have happened in here, in between this plot point and this plot point, where why is it black and there's nothing there.
It's literally, they like wipe the slate clean with that, and I think it's just another way to have a creative outlet for the fans. I think that's really cool.
Now that there's not going to be a season 2, are you relieved that there's not going to be a season 2? Are you sad in that we're not going to see any more from Dream SMP?
Well, I mean, obviously we're sad.
Of course I'm sad that it's over.
I definitely am sad that like those days are over. It feels like it's bittersweet.
When I first heard about it, I was kind of, that makes sense because I don't think it would have been the same without Techno. And you also had a lot of creators leaving because they were branching off and doing other bigger things and stuff like that. So I think I think it ended in a bit odd. It would have been cool to see how they would have done a second season, but I also don't see how they could have done a second season.
I'm a bit sad because I did like watching the lore and stuff, but I mean, it was really dead for a while. Like, there was no activity.
If they're not passionate about it and don't want to do it, then it'll be a struggle on all ends. And that's what I think was happening with a lot of the creators in the Dream SMP. There was such a demand for it that they couldn't really say no at that point. A little bit relieved, a little sad, because it's like the end of an era. This was like a 2.5 year long joyride for a lot of people. And I loved every single second of it. But I am happy that they are taking the breaks they need.
I'm really glad we did have that fandom though, and we get to see it move on to different things like QSMP and stuff. So yeah, it's good to see it move on. I can't deny that was a part of something that I was in. So I'm proud of it.
It's so fan made that it's gonna live on with our community. It's gonna live on in fanfic and fan art and all that kind of stuff. So I'm not sad. I'm not disappointed. I think it's all fine.
Just, it brought so many people together. I wouldn't meet you or either anyone here.
Those who I've met through the community have been really welcoming and very, very sweet. So it's really given me a lot of new friends to hang out with you.
The main thing that I'm probably the happiest about, honestly, with the Dream SMP being over, a lot of the fans of the Dream SMP going into especially Hermitcraft and Empires, gotta keep on plugging it, it's my job. The tunneling of the fandoms has been amazing to see, and there's so many new people joining this little server that I have loved watching for years. Makes me so happy.
Go watch the QSMP, it's sweet, it's so good.
Oh, thank you guys so much. This was fantastic.
No problem.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. This was really great.
Thank you for allowing us to talk with you. I like expanding. I mean, I have him. And I have the DSMP server with all the other kids from last meetup.
This was just such an awesome opportunity to get the chance to talk to a bunch of new people about this strange and wonderful community and what it's meant to them. And I wanted to give some of my final thoughts on the Dream SMP. The Dream SMP was such an unexpected source of joy and entertainment to come from a time when the world was just in a really dark place. Though it did just start out as people role-playing in a block game, it was the streamers' connections and interactions and contagious laughter that helped people smile and get through hard times. They helped revive the Minecraft community and introduce a bunch of new people to a ton of wonderful creators. The Dream SMP has genuinely impacted my life so much. The SMP is the whole reason I have this channel, and the fact that I've been given this opportunity to have a new creative outlet, and to carve out a community in an extremely specific niche, to the point now where the channel has hit the milestone of 100,000 subscribers. Which, by the way, thank you guys so much! Again, none of this would have been possible without the Dream SMP, and I will forever be grateful for that. That being said, this is the last Dream SMP related content that I plan on making. I think it's best to put the server to rest and move on to different things. I plan on still being involved in the MCYT community, whether that's through Hermitcraft or Empires or any other SMP. Also, I've been enjoying making content outside the Minecraft community and making things that are more my own. So this video is going to be my final goodbye to the Dream SMP. Thank you so much for joining me along on this journey, and I look forward to what's to come in the future. Bye!
Hello! Today I am back, but today Hello, I'm back being cringe in public again. Shout out to my Gapper gangs.
I paid Phil the $60.
I could call that.
Waffle, do you want to be in my video for YouTube engagement?
Me when I wake up in the morning.
Why are you wiggling your fingers when you wake up in the morning?
You wake up in the morning, you wiggle your fingers like that, man.
This close to getting out of the vlog.
I have to make fun of you guys.
How much screen time, buddy? Hey!
I have made an impulse decision purchase. Only slightly regret it. Don't look at that. It looks like we murdered Philza. Let's take a look at the con. There I go. I'm going, I'm looking at the con. So I'm looking at the con. I was supposed to walk off camera. Why do you do this to me?